Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Avernum 6. We are still in Silvar. We're not exactly where we left off last time, because I actually took a look at the skill situation, and in so doing, did some more research and found another list of skill unlock requirements that is slightly different and actually more useful than the one that I had. Or it seems more accurate. I mean, the other one was very comprehensive, and I had seen similar lists by, I want to say, the same people on the forums, the same person on the Spiderweb forums for previous games, and they always seemed reliable enough to me. However, the situation is complicated, because the game really does not give you a ton of info. So I was trying to wrap my head around why Xal still hadn't unlocked Blade Master when I thought that he really should have, and I was especially confused when I saw that the requirements are actually lower than I thought. So I did some more research, and I learned that, assuming that second list is indeed correct, and I'm pretty sure it is, I do not need extra strength on him. He has enough. So what I did was I thankfully had an autosave from just while I was exploring Silvar last time. And that was before I spent those 10 skill points on an additional point of strength, which, you know, it's not useless, but it turns out that if I actually do want to unlock Lethal Blow, like as a permanent skill that we can invest in, that is going to take some pretty serious investment first. In fact, I'm really not sure. I suppose it really depends on how much more game there's left and how steadily we're going to keep leveling up and getting skill points. Or if we're maybe at some point going to stop getting skill points. I'm really afraid of that. I feel like that was the case in some game or another, but I'm not sure if it's ever been the case in the Avernum series. Anyway, I'm just going to keep going and hope for the best, I suppose. There's also going to be a lot of knowledge brews that we can make eventually, once we get to that alchemist that we still haven't found. But I'm sure that guy exists somewhere, so we have that coming. Anyway, so the thing is, you do need to invest a certain number of, or you have to buy either through skill points or from trainers a certain number of skills or attributes to unlock these special skills. And the game doesn't really tell you that. It might maybe in the manual, but I wonder how accurate that information or how complete that information is going to be. The thing is that the number you need changes, or it's even explaining it is complicated. So you need to invest a certain number, and whatever you start out with doesn't count, and whatever bonuses you get for example, being a race other than a human doesn't count, which complicates things in this case, because Xas, for example, started out with some, I want to say he actually even started out with some strength, but also he started out with some pole weapon skill. And that is actually what's missing. So, and it turns out, though, that the one way to actually be able to tell where you are in terms of how many points you have already invested in a skill, which is, of course, looking at these attributes, you cannot tell how much of that you started out with, how much of it you increased, how much is from equipment even. You know, the game doesn't break that down for you. So unless you remember what you started out with and, you know, take a close look at all your equipment, there's no way of really knowing, except that the cost tells you where you are. Well, kind of. So the cost only goes up. I thought it was different for each skill, but apparently it's the same for each skill insofar as the cost going up every other level. Right? The starting cost is different, but every other level it goes up by 1. And in that way, I can tell that she's good, because you need to be at the point where strength costs 7 to upgrade for the second time. So you have to already have bought 1... No, actually... Yeah, no. So it should say cost 8, I believe. Oh god. You know what? I'm already starting to second guess, but it's something like that. So he's well past that point, and I think she's just at the point. Yeah, as soon as it starts saying cost 8, that means you have paid 7 twice, and that's how much you need in strength. And then you need either melee or pole weapons to be at the point where it costs 8 or 9. So she's good. She's definitely good, but he's not good because his cost is only 7, because he started out with 3 or 4 points in it, maybe already. So he hasn't bought enough points yet. So that's all it is. That's why he does not have Blade Master unlocked. Well, she does, because she's meeting both of those requirements. She's also actually good in terms of Blade Master, I think, because she has 2 points from equipment, unless I'm mistaken. So I've already invested 5. So that's great. Now, the other thing I want to unlock, or I want to ultimately unlock for both of them, of course, is Lethal Blow. And I was under the impression, or I had just misremembered, that that only took 7 points in Blade Master. But it actually only takes 5 points in Blade Master. That is, again, 5 points invested. I believe it cost 7 is correct. But it also takes Anatomy, which neither of them have learned properly. Now, there is a trainer for it, and actually off camera, I went back and visited that guy, just to... who I had completely forgotten about. I did not revisit that guy when I was doing my tour of trainers, because he's actually right over here, in an unmarked little location, you know, this little training hall in the cave wall, just in the middle of nowhere. And he will train it, but I was only able to train it, to train 3 levels for each of them. For each of my warriors. And that is not enough, you need 5. So I will have to actually unlock that skill. Now the problem with that is, unlocking Anatomy requires 2 points invested in Intelligence. Which is of course mostly useless for fighters. But I guess I'm still gonna do it, because, I mean, there are only so many ways that I can really substantially increase my damage output, my melee damage output. And Lethal Blow is definitely one of them. I do want that unlocked. So even though those 2 points of intelligence are gonna be mostly wasted, I mean, it gives you some amount of mental resistance, which is of course not useless, but, you know, there are cheaper ways to get that. And of course, increasing attributes is among the most expensive things you can get, even at these relatively low levels. So, yeah, unfortunately that's what I'm gonna have to do, but it should be worth it in the end, provided I will actually gain enough skill points to unlock all of those things down the line, and get to the point where I can actually increase Lethal Blow a couple more times. Anyway, so that, yeah, that means that I will want to increase at least pole weapons at least 1, maybe 2 more times. I think it actually needs 2 more levels for him. But that's okay. Right, he leveled up. He has these 6 points now that I didn't spend this time, which also means I have not actually used that knowledge brew yet. So I could... I think I tested it already, but let me just confirm. I mean, I definitely want at least one extra point. Whole weapons... Yeah, so that did not unlock it yet. And the next one takes 8. Let me just quickly confirm that that's correct, but it has to be, basically. Yeah, okay. So it has to be 1 higher than this. The lists, yeah, okay. I mean, I will confirm it just because I still don't trust myself somehow. 1, 2, 3, 4, just for testing purposes. Yeah, okay, that's it. So now, the next level up, or the next, yeah, well, the next time I increase pull weapons, it's going to actually give him Blade Master as a trainable skill, which he will then have to increase 5 times. And yeah, and then anatomy, then you will have to unlock anatomy by getting 2 points of intelligence. Which I then also have to increase 5 times. And that will finally unlock lethal blow. So yeah, it's a lot of investment. That's a pretty long-term plan. If I had started planning ahead or looking at these things in more detail a bit sooner, a bit earlier in the game, I would obviously have planned things differently and increased certain things differently, but it's fine. Well, it might be fine. We'll see. Right. Do not want to necessarily use all of those knowledge brews right now, though, because we can't really get anywhere with them quite yet anyway, so that doesn't really make a difference. Yeah, so we did increase this. Right. Okay. Sorry if that is all not particularly interesting to you, but I need to get these things. I had to sort these things out. Also, the reason I'm here is that in replaying the little bit of town exploration and talking to NPCs that I had to reduce and set autosave, I also saw that I had missed a little bit of dialogue with Mayor Augustus, because unlike 99% of dialogue trees in this game, or all of these games, there is a little bit of his dialogue that does not just go through automatically just by picking the next option in sequence and feeds you back into the main menu, the main dialogue tree. But instead, when you ask what's happening in Sylvarn, you ask the first option. That gets you back to the main selection, but not to these 2 options here, because that has its own submenu. So we never asked what happened to the other cities. Formello fell to the Slith Horde. Cotra was ordered abandoned because the army didn't have enough soldiers to defend it. Fort Brandel and Fort Davnor are still intact, I'm happy to say, but the cities, no. Well, it's not new to us, of course. The situation is chaotic. I probably shouldn't say. I have been advised I shouldn't, but you will figure it out on your own. Yeah, I mean, it's also not really much of a secret. The puzzle is easy to solve. Too many desperate people, too many Scribane eaters, too many thugs, too few soldiers. We've had to pick and choose what laws we enforce. But we have prevented anarchy, so far, so we are doing well. Well, there are Scribane eaters here? They're everywhere, are they not? I asked the guards to slay those selling that vile herb, but they warned me it would anger the refugees, and ignored the order, so they remain. And what laws are not enforced? He looks very nervous. Oh, I'm not sure about the exact day-to-day operations of the city guard. They do not send reports very often. Why, I think you should ask them. You should ask them. I mean, I didn't get a whole lot of useful information out of them, or out of the captain. Well, anyway. Also, I just happened to talk to Hulda again, and there is now an option to tell her about our plan to deal with the traitors in the sewers. And maybe she's going to offer some sort of peaceful solution here. She thinks on this. Traitors? Perhaps. Wetzel, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Wetzel, is terribly foolish. I warned him not to follow this course. He has made it necessary for the army to act against him. I can only hope a way to pacify him without violence can be found. How might that be done? I don't know. I only know Wetzel is brave and loud, but he's not much of a planner. He's very strange. It is very strange that he's acting in this way. He seemed to change overnight, from a loudmouth to a subversive. What do you think happened? I do not know, but I think if you found out, it would be very interesting. Okay, I mean, that's not super helpful. We already knew that there was something fishy about this whole situation, so, just having that confirmed one more time, it's not super useful. Right, also, this trapdoor here that I saw but didn't actually try, doesn't open. Out from the other side, you can't get it open. So there really are only the entrance to the basement of the inn, this trapdoor up here that we already entered briefly, then the trapdoor down in the slums themselves, and of course the Scribane Den. And I said last time that I was going to start with this one, so I will. Yeah, in this reality I'd never opened it, I'd never entered it yet. Hadn't entered it yet, my god. So I guess we're going to have our little conversation with, what's her face? Xylia. Right, save. I mean, this is going to end in combat, obviously. Can we open that? We can. Yoink. You stole the item without anyone seeing you? That's a thing? Oh. I didn't even know there was a chance to steal items. Huh, what? Or is it that these people don't count as, like, official, I don't know, guards or citizens of Sylvar? For the purposes of, you know, of someone actually witnessing your crime? Because these are already marked as potential enemies? I don't know. Or maybe there's only a chance for someone to spot you. I mean, I guess I just don't generally take that many items that are marked as stealing. So I'm not entirely sure how that works. Anyway, obviously I could have just waited until, you know, they were all dead before I took that stuff. But, you know, it doesn't really matter that much, does it? I guess I'll start just with these normal buffs, I mean, the most basic ones. I mean, then again, why not just go all in? I don't expect this to be too tough. I mean, hit point-wise, these enemies don't seem that bad. But better be safe than sorry, I suppose. Right, he's on Scribane. The city guard doesn't trouble you. Where do you get your Scribane? Not that we're really that interested. I would not like to buy this stuff. Instead, I want you to die, purveyors of foul poison. Xylia was expecting this. Foolish outsiders. Couldn't you respect the peace we negotiated? Aha, so you did negotiate with the guard. Did we know that? In a moment she is on her feet, blade in her hand. Well. Ooh, nice damage. I like it. We'll reduce her attack power, just in case. Yeah, right. And we have this slightly unfortunate situation here with our squishier characters being in the back and exposed to these enemies. Okay, they're right. They also poison. Okay, so these guys only poison, whereas Xylia actually applied acid and poison. Which is of course pretty nasty, but we're gonna have her dead pretty soon here. Okay, that guy's not doing anything. I'm not really sure why, but I'm not too sad about that fact. I will play it pretty safe here and keep Hawk alive. Okay, that's her dead. Yeah. Was hoping for him to take the more direct route, but yeah, since it was a potential route around, that makes sense from the AI's perspective. You just attack this guy. Oh, and that made him reconsider. Oh, I did not realize she was that low on health. I should have noticed that. Pure luck that she ended up surviving. Okay, no haste procs for our mage. That's unfortunate. But oh well. You can move over there, perhaps. And Hawk a little bit further away from harm. Okay. That's fine. I would really like to cure the poison, although at this point it's really just only poison. It's only poison left, so it's not that bad. But yeah, also no haste procs here or here. that's actually just a herb eater. This guy's fleeing. Or is he? I guess not anymore. Gonna focus on these guys here. They should be more dangerous. I don't know. Maybe do a mass healing. And maybe... I don't know. Cure Hawk's poison. And yeah, you can actually pretty much get to safety here. Okay, he's still being shot, but at least no more poison applied. That's the most important part. Okay, and that's that guy down. Alright, that's that, right? There were only 2 guards. And the one herb eater? Or did I... wait. I could have sworn... oh, yeah. I thought there was at least another herb eater. And there was. Okay, we get some stuff. We already looted this. Oops. I guess Zalia herself didn't drop anything? Huh, I guess not. Well, that's a bit disappointing. But that's okay. Yeah, didn't really get much out of this, did we? Except the satisfaction, of course. So, these guys are just... still standing around. I was wondering if they would react to my dealing with Zalia. Okay. Can we tell anyone? Situation... Scribane use... Officially, no. I guess there is no longer any Scribane use right now, or at least not any Scribane selling for the time being. Almost feels like there was some sort of trigger that I should have hit by what I just did, and somehow I didn't. Okay. I mean, the mayor did mention the Scribane as well. What's happening? Chaotic. Scribane eaters. Okay. Here. Yeah, and she doesn't have anything to say about that either. So I guess we'll just continue on with the main quest and see if maybe those Scribane eaters or Scribane dealers would ever have been officially part of this. But maybe taking them out was just completely optional. Just random pairs of gloves lying around. I already opened this from the other side. Okay. Oh. Okay, so just picking this lock, he must have been super close to leveling up. Since apparently just picking that lock open was enough to finish that level up. Okay. It's quite a few Kydrax, but that should be manageable enough. Of course, we're not buffed, so I don't know what I was thinking. In fact... I mean, he can't really retreat anymore at this point. Ah, it's fine. It's just some giant bugs. In fact, yeah, this must be underneath The inn. Yeah, this must be the inn's basement, of course. Okay. Should have gone there and attacked that bug, because I guess the plan is to use some AoE magic. Let's increase armor for now. And haste, why not? Okay, that kind of works. Well-aimed blow against that bug, perhaps. Huh? Really? What? Surely you can target that. Okay, good. You know, heal her. Although, this should actually finish him all off, if I can actually just aim correctly. There we go. Remnant wine. Almarian wine, even. Huh. Wow, we have so much more of that than we could ever potentially need. But that's fine. It's a good problem to have. That was locked. Okay. Let's just straight up to the inn. Okay. So obviously we could have just avoided those Kydrax entirely. And I don't suppose we're going to get rewarded for having killed them. But that's fine. Alright, that's a lot of attacks, but of course these things are not going to be around for much longer. What do I want to level up for you, actually? I guess magical efficiency? Maybe? Let's see. Okay. Spellcraft cost does not go up yet. So I could do that. Yeah, I mean, why not? Why not? There was another passage that I... One passage? Yeah, basically. That I decided not to look into. Hello there. There's some refugees. I kind of want to avoid running into that Wetzel person and his people until I have looked everywhere else, just in case. Okay, well, so much for that. Just in case there is some kind of way to find more information first, to find maybe who might be manipulating him. But maybe it's not gonna get violent. Things are not gonna get violent immediately. There's a small group of refugees hiding in this cavern. They are a rough lot, dirty, thin, and armed. The moment you enter, one of them shouts, "Soldiers! Soldiers!" They draw their blades. For a moment, things look like they will get ugly. Then a young man runs out of the back cavern, shouting, "No, no! Put down your blades!" He runs around, grabbing their arms and forcing them to lower the blades and bows. Once the refugees have been calmed, he turns to you. "I'm Wetzel, and this is our cavern. You are not welcome here. You should go." The other people look at you with a level of loathing that surprises you. They're Evernites, after all. Huh. Okay. So Wetzel himself actually defused the situation here. Not what I expected. Okay. What? Excuse me? I was just leaving. This man is a very large, muscular Avernite, probably a former miner. He holds a broadsword in his hand, though he clearly has little idea of how to use it. He holds up his hand when you approach. You're not welcome here, soldier. I'm Wetzel. These are my people. This is our cave. We're not going to deal with you. We just want you to go. I mean, I was just leaving, but... what are you doing down here? Looking after each other. Protecting our possessions. Keeping safe. Nobody else will look out for us, so we band together. Why do you hide in the sewers? Because, miserable as it is, it's easiest to defend ourselves here. The thugs stay out of the sewers. They're wise to. Who would attack you? The brigands, the scribane eaters, the desperate. They prey on the refugees, and none of the guards are doing anything about it. So some of us hide down here. Okay. So far, it doesn't really seem like these people have anything to do with any planned attacks on the bridge, or that supposedly planned attack on the bridge. I have another question. So, you're in charge here. We have no leader. I was picked to talk for us. I don't make speeches, but they trust me. The Mayor Silver sent for me. He has heard unnerving things about your plans. Wetzel nods his head, resigned. The other refugees shift nervously. Well, this day finally came. We knew it would. I just hope you will hear me out. We are not insane. Okay, so the plans are actually true, just maybe the reasons? They might have better reasons for that plan than I was led to believe. The war with the Slith Horde is lost. They are too strong and skilled, and there aren't enough of us to hold them off. Our only hope is to destroy the Silvar Bridge and head south. They won't be able to follow us south. Well, I think that's where you're wrong. Obviously, they will be able to follow us eventually. I mean, it might be a pretty wide river, you know, wider than it really appears in the game world, but sure, we can assume that it's a pretty strong natural barrier, but, you know, eventually they will find a way past, if they don't already know one. I mean, obviously, we know that the Shadow and some of his minions already made it into the Great Cave even, so there are ways for at least small numbers of Sliths to get in, and there very well might be ways for a whole army to get past the official lines of defense if only they wanted to. So this might not, you know, destroying the bridge might not mean anything. But even then, even if they don't have any other ways, nothing's stopping them from eventually just building a new bridge, right? So it's only a matter of time. We're at best buying some time. At worst, accomplishing absolutely nothing, except, you know, making it much harder for our own armies and, you know, the Avernites themselves to get around. So yeah, I just don't see the wisdom in this. Some call it treason. We call it the truth. And we will find a way to make it happen. We will find a way to make it happen. More refugees listen to us every day. And if you kill us, they will still have heard the truth. Really? What will happen to any Avernites north of the bridge after you destroy it? Yeah, well, screw them, right? You really think that the Slith Horde will be stopped by the one river? I do. I'm sure that they will not be able to follow. Once they have the Eastern Gallery, they will be stretched thin. They won't be able to advance. Somehow you doubt that this is true. Yeah, exactly. So someone... Well, he misspoke, obviously, in a very obvious manner. So someone promised him that if they did that, they would be left alone. So, presumably, either the Shadow, being, you know, the manipulative person that he is, or some other Slith agent. Question is, how will I be able to convince him that he's just being used and he's being deceived? What will happen to any Avernites north of the bridge? We will give them time to flee to the south. We are not murderers. We won't trap them with the Slizarikai. Of course, if any of them are unwise enough to stay behind, that is on their heads. I mean, how are you going to warn literally every Avernite in the Eastern Gallery and give them enough time before you destroy the bridge, without also alerting, like, say, the Sliths of your intentions? I think that's an interesting plan. Your ideas have some merit. I mean, should I try to comfort him like this? I feel like out of these two options, the second one almost certainly leads to bloodshed, which, you know, should always be my aim to avoid, you know, when we're not dealing with just outright murderers and, you know, lunatics. And these people are mainly just misled. I'm glad. However, you are an Avernite soldier. You are not an ally. We can't trust you. All I can ask of you is that you leave. Please go and leave us to our work. He turns away. Okay. So at least that allows us to look around here without them attacking us for the time being. Okay, but there's, of course, no evidence here right away, unless there is here. Oh, there is. This box is full of broken tools, dirty pieces of cloth, and other trash that would only be barely useful. That would only be useful to the poor and desperate. You notice that a few sheets of papyrus have been crammed down in the corner. You take a look at them and find that one crumpled sheet is still barely legible. It says, "Alright, the bridge must be destroyed, then Avernum will be safe. I will make sure you're protected. To get the equipment, you..." Interesting. Huh, I mean, yeah, okay, again, that doesn't tell us anything new. But is that maybe enough to talk to him about it? I saw the letter you were hiding. Who has been telling you to destroy the bridge? He looks shocked. I thought I destroyed... I was not made for this work. Yes, perhaps someone gave me the idea. They helped us. They gave us food. I should not betray them. I mean, don't you realize that you're just being used? Who have you been dealing with? I swore I would say nothing about their identity. I'm true to my word. But trust me, they are not Slizarikai. Not Slizarikai. I mean, that doesn't automatically make them trustworthy. I need to talk to them. It's the only possible way you can survive. I mean, yeah, I guess. He starts to refuse, but the other refugees shift uneasily. Wetzel wants to refuse, but your request sounds reasonable to them. Finally, he removes a key from a pouch and hands it to you. I think my friends want to know more about our benefactors. I hid information for their safety. They are in Fort Avernum. Ah, that's how we get in there. Nice. They are in Fort Avernum. That key will help you enter. Now go. And when you talk to them, I think you will find that I'm speaking the truth. The bridge must fall. Yeah, we'll see about that. Okay, good. So I'm pretty sure I could have just attacked and gotten the key out of his cold dead hands. Or I guess his still warm dead hands. But at least for now, bloodshed was averted. Regen scroll, alright. So that's good. Okay, yeah, I suppose we didn't really officially advance the quest yet, or any of our quests here. We need to help with the traders. Yeah, okay. Obviously, I'll actually have to find out what's going on by going to Fort Avernum before I can officially report any successes or get any more information out of any of these NPCs. I'm really just a little bit annoyed that we cannot completely free the boatworks here. Unless we can? I mean, just out of curiosity mainly, I'm going to just go ahead and attack these guys. And see if that makes the entire town hostile, or we're just free to deal with these thugs. And they're not really... Stats-wise, they're not like real enemies, of course. So it does certainly feel like just slaughtering innocent townspeople. Except the game outright calls them thugs, right? Okay, and attacking them even though they are thugs makes, at the very least, the guard hostile. It's kind of what I was afraid of. I mean, we also know that the guards are corrupt, or, you know, at least not really fit to serve. But yeah, I'm not ready to just attack them yet. I just hope that there's gonna be a way to free this place. Free the entire town of any, you know, evildoers, any of the actual traitors. Okay, we got healed, that's good. I could sell some stuff, but we don't really have that much. So, yeah. How do we enter? Oh, right, there was a locked door down here. That barred iron door, yeah. There we go. I mean, we have a little bit of time left in the episode, so why not? Your approach and entry did not go unnoticed. Oh, several human warriors approach you when you enter this hallway. They are clearly old campaigners. Their hair is graying and thin, and they bear the scars and burns from many a battle. They wear no symbols of allegiance, and their equipment is too good for them to be ordinary brigands. You wave, expecting some sort of greeting. In response, one of them points at you and shouts, "Raid! The worms are here! Attack!" The worms? Excuse me? Elite warriors, old soldiers, sharpshooters? Them calling us worms suggests that they are from the Empire? Right? Huh. Yeah, well. It seems, I mean, if you can just fight them one at a time like this, that should make things pretty easy. Not that these seem that tough to deal with. When they were described as, you know, old campaigners, veterans, I had some flashbacks to... Wasn't it the loyalists in the in that remote abyss fort that were also described in a similar way? I mean, at some point or another, we definitely dealt with enemies that were described as, you know, grizzled old veterans, and they were really quite tough. These enemies, not so much, which makes sense because obviously this is part of a main quest. Hi there, Mr. Archer, who foolishly wandered into our melee range. Next. Oh, I suppose I'll heal you real quick. Hello? Oh, no one else coming? Really? Well, something's happening. Huh. I mean, at this point I'm just wasting our buffs, but... Yeah, I guess they're not coming, huh? Nope. They're just standing around here. Oh well. I mean, I thought I clicked on that tile, not this one, but thankfully we had just enough action points. Okay. So that's kind of the mini-boss here, the Elite Warrior. That is using some more advanced techniques. Okay. More enemies around the corner. More wolves. So how about I... Oh wow, that's nice. So there are like 3 more at least that I can't see, but that I did hit. That is awesome. Yep, that's exactly how it is. With any luck, they're gonna basically stay here. Nope. Unfortunately, no such luck. But, I mean, it was still pretty good. Sure, just shoot it again. Wow, I didn't expect to kill it, but we'll take it. And 1 more of those. Oh, wait. I thought that 1 wolf did not actually die. It survived with a hit point or so. But never mind. Sure, let's heal real quick. Wow, yeah, we recovered a lot after that. It's pretty nice. There are a lot more wolves patrolling here. Just in case they're about to round the corner here, I guess we're gonna... head a bit over here. Things are definitely... yeah, enemies are definitely making their moves off camera. Okay, there they are. It's fine though. Obviously, these are not particularly tough enemies. Numerous, yes, but they also decided not to attack us all at once. Okay, I guess we'll save again. What have we here? A bunch of crystals. And other things we can sell. And more wolves. I mean, our buffs, well, might as well renew the haste while we can. Okay, what's the 4th one gonna do? Yeah, I was afraid of that. Maybe now it's gonna turn back around though. It did not. Oh well. Oh, okay. Maybe it just ran to get reinforcements. Will this actually get all of them? It does. Ooh, nice. And there are even more. Good thing I renewed all those buffs. You should be able to reach from there, right? Probably. Well... Okay. Ah, stupid thing. Hey, come here. That does seem to be the last one, though, finally. Okay. More crystals. Where they all come from, who knows? Was there something here? No. Something here? No. No buttons on the walls. This is just a gate that I guess I didn't really have... Yeah, I didn't really have any time to look around here, either. Nor up that corridor. So many places to check. Okay, just some basic equipment from these guys. The vase is worth some money as well. Okay, just a small storeroom. Huh? Wait. Okay, first of all, mouse, please. Cooperate with me here. We cannot reach that. That clearly tells me that there is some sort of secret tunnel involved here, or that's just a tease. Get some totally non-suspicious meat here. That's nice. Huh. Okay, I mean, just triple checking at this point. It is literally right there. My god. Okay. Good thing I triple checked. Absolutely did not see that button. In fact, yeah, I mean, it's super well concealed on this tile set. You have to basically mouse over it to confirm that it's there, even when, even when you know it. Okay. What is in these? Covered in acid, wonderful, and poisoned. And that's a powerful shield. And this was just water, I suppose. So in other words, this is basically useless. Even the shield is not gonna last long enough to make a difference. Pretty sure that's typically the case with these. Right. Dispel that. Gold bars. Flawless crystal. And some more herbs. Don't mind if I do. Oh god. Now I have to be extra super careful though not to miss another button. That's maybe in a less obvious position. Oh, so much for there being no more wolves left. I guess this one had just been wandering around here somehow. Somehow avoiding us. Iron. Okay, that should be that though, right? Checked in here. Checked in here. Yeah, there just wasn't anything in there. That leaves only this one path here, which better leads somewhere. Somewhere useful. Oh. Back upstairs and into the actual fort. Interesting. I mean, I suppose we were in the actual fort, but... you know. Okay, more old soldiers. Oh, yeah, quite a few more. In that case, even though they're not that dangerous, but would be kind of silly not to buff. Also, did she actually level up? No, she couldn't have. Why is her mana completely full? Huh. I guess I didn't really cast that many healing spells. Yeah, I suppose that must be it. I was relatively conservative. I didn't have to heal a lot. I had her shoot more than she then cast spells. So I guess she just ended up recovering most of that, what she spent. Okay. Only 3 of them attacked? Is that right? Huh. Okay, that's one taken care of. Ooh, you can even attack again. Yeah. That guy's running. But he's not actually afraid, so maybe he's scripted to go get reinforcements? I guess the AI can sometimes do that. Yeah, there are definitely more enemies over that way. Okay. Well, that's a bit of a bummer, but it's fine. Just gonna quickly deal with these. Okay, he's also running. Maybe do some healing here. Before things actually get, you know, dangerous. Definitely easy to underestimate enemies sometimes, only for them to suddenly deal 5 times as much damage as they did in, you know, all the previous rounds. It has happened before. Pretty sure that at least one of those warriors is still around, but let's focus on the important things first. Looting. Oh, okay. More sharpshooters. You guys? Are you blind, or just not interested in fighting? Okay, there's that guy that ran. There's an assassin. And Loyalist Stovall. Loyalists, huh? Actually, you know what? I probably should have retreated when I had a chance, because I'd rather not start a boss fight right now. I wonder if it's too late. Yeah. Probably too late. That's a bit of a bummer. However... Did Stovall move? Not sure if the boss is already alerted to our presence. With any luck, maybe not? Oh, come on. Oh, okay, that kind of works. Really? Of all the times to suddenly randomly decide to come into melee range. Oh well. It's fine though, probably. Why did you have to reassemble over here? Idiots. Oh man. Okay. Well, I guess we can deal with this guy. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, definitely seems like we got lucky, and Stovall, was it? Did not actually aggro yet, so we're gonna deal with them and whoever's left here next time, and hopefully also find that Onyx Scepter, which we haven't found downstairs. Surprisingly, actually, you'd think that that would be where such an artifact would be stored, but surely it's around here somewhere. For the time being, I thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and I shall see you real soon. Bye-bye.